Imagine an opportunity to change your life opens up before you. You know you can win, but deep down, fear starts to creep in. And the most interesting part is this. It's not necessarily the danger itself that scares you. Sometimes, it's the uncertainty of what you can't predict that scares your brain the most. Why can the unknown stop a person before they even take the first step? Problem statement. We often think that brave people simply aren't afraid, but that's a myth. Fear is a normal protective response. It helps us recognize potential threats and makes us more cautious. The problem begins when caution turns into constant avoidance. You may walk away from an opportunity, not because it's bad, but because you don't know how it will turn out. And this raises the main question. How do you know when fear is truly warning you about danger and when it's simply holding you back from an opportunity? Why does the unknown scare us so much? Our brain is constantly trying to predict what will happen next. When a situation is familiar, it's easier for us to assess the consequences. But when there isn't enough information, uncertainty sets in. And that's why the anticipation of the unknown can sometimes feel worse than the problem itself. Think of a simple example. Just 4 words. But before you even know what the conversation is about, your brain starts creating dozens of possible scenarios. What happened? Did I do something wrong? Is it bad news? Uncertainty leaves room for assumptions, and fear often fills that space with the worst-case scenario. Fear isn't always the enemy. Not every fear needs to be overcome. If you're standing on the edge of a dangerous cliff and feel afraid, that fear isn't necessarily a psychological barrier. Perhaps it's a useful signal. Fear can make you stop, assess the situation, and avoid real harm. So the question isn't, how can we stop being afraid? A much more useful question is, what exactly is this fear trying to tell me? If the danger is real, caution can be a sensible response. But if the danger exists only as an assumption, it may be worth gathering more information. Courage is not the absence of fear. Our idea of courage is often misguided. We imagine someone who's afraid of nothing, moves forward with confidence, and never doubts themselves. But in reality, the decision can look completely different. A person may be afraid of failure. They may have doubts. They may understand that there is no guarantee of success, and still take the next step. That's why courage doesn't necessarily mean the absence of fear. Sometimes it means I understand the risk. I'm not sure how it will turn out, but I've decided that this opportunity is worth taking a chance on. The most dangerous mistake is confusing risk with courage. Taking risks doesn't mean being brave. You can make a reckless decision just for the thrill and call it courage. But that doesn't make the consequences any better. I'm not afraid of anything, so I'll just jump. I understand the possible consequences. I'll assess the situation, prepare myself, and only then decide. Which one is braver? There's no definitive answer. But at least the second person doesn't confuse courage with a lack of judgment. How to make decisions in the face of uncertainty. When you're facing a serious decision, try breaking your fear down into several questions. What exactly am I afraid of? Not just I'm scared, but what exactly could happen? How likely is the worst case scenario? Fear often makes a possible event feel inevitable. But possibility and probability are not the same thing. What can I do to reduce the risk? Gather information, prepare, ask for advice, create a backup plan. What will I lose if I do nothing at all? Because inaction can have consequences too. Uncertainty can never be completely eliminated. You can never have a 100% guarantee. Before starting a new job, you never know if you're going to like it. Before launching a project, you never know if it's going to work out. Before moving, you never know how happy you'll be in your new home. Before an important conversation, you never know how it's going to end. Uncertainty is an inevitable part of making decisions. So the goal isn't to eliminate fear completely. The goal is to learn how to make decisions despite uncertainty. The key takeaway: growth doesn't mean you always have to step into the unknown. Sometimes the best step forward is to take a step back. And sometimes the wisest choice is to pause, gather more information, and prepare. So courage isn't about taking a reckless leap into the dark, but rather is the ability to say, I see the risk. I understand that I might be wrong, but I've prepared enough to make an informed decision. And if you make a mistake, it doesn't necessarily mean the end. A mistake can become valuable information that helps you make a better decision next time. Conclusion. Fear doesn't make you weak. The unknown doesn't necessarily mean that danger lies ahead, and taking a risk doesn't guarantee success. But if you learn to distinguish real threats from assumptions, assess the consequences, and act intentionally, fear will no longer be the only voice guiding your decisions. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to talk about in the next video. I'd really appreciate your ideas and feedback, so feel free to tell me what I can improve and what mistakes I should work on. And let me know what topic I should cover next. Share, comment, like, subscribe.